This is just quickly how I make money from my Pinterest addiction. Still to this day, even though that I have a whole business that literally specializes in mood boarding, I still am constantly on Pinterest in my free time. I love doing it. It's a job that I genuinely love to do. I do it on my free time. I do it all day. Like for my break, I literally go on Pinterest and I'm doing it for work at the same time. It's a never ending loop. But today I just wanted to go over why you may be picking a niche for your mood boarding agency that's too popular. And I think you should pick a niche that you would never, ever, ever think would need a mood boarder, right? Pinterest addiction is literally just code for behavioral design. If you follow me on TikTok, this is literally all I talk about. I can literally break anyone down and tell you everything about them ever since I was little because I was always wandering on the crevices of the internet looking at really cool mood boards or looking at really cool photos or just knowing what somebody likes just simply by paying attention to the way they say things, the way they have their clothes on, the way they're using their hands, even that. Plus, with the Pinterest addiction, I could literally say what their favorite movie is or what their favorite song is or know the band, right? So mood boarding is not just a hobby, it's essentially a research method, right? You map people out, you find their emotional patterns, their guide. You're literally their guide for their choices. When people say turn something into a brand world, it's not just being aesthetic or having a vibe, it's also about the psychology of it. That's why I say mood boarding, it sounds cute, but also at the same time, you are being very methodical about everything you're doing. You're studying human behavior, right? If we're turning this into a job, that means it needs an emotional redesign. So look for industries that have gone untouched for decades. These are the spaces where behavioral design becomes powerful. Sometimes we don't always have to chase trendy clients. I sort of did the way where I chased trendy clients, and I could go back. I wouldn't chase the trendy clients, the clothing brand owners, right? It's about reviving entire worlds that forgot how to bring a vibe to the table. Literally, let's take funeral homes. I know this sounds crazy, but picking out a casket and a weird salesman is coming up talking about this one's good for this one's good for this, when you could have a mood boarder come in, figure out what needs to be in place to make the vibe of this business a little bit more friendlier, open, still serious, it's a serious matter, but you can make that business look make a funeral home literally look like, hey, this is not going to be a bad experience. This is not going to be a dreadful experience. If you could change that for a funeral home, which I know most mood boarders can, imagine the amount of funeral homes across wherever you're from that will pay you so much money to mood board out their business. We have to stop thinking so trendy and more, what are these businesses that have been here for years that need help? Car lots. Think about a car lot. Getting a car is dreadful. Imagine if you had a person to mood board for that. And some of you might think, how would we go about this though? How would it work? I promise you that every consumer that you were looking for is searching the internet, on the internet, trying to find a better way. Funeral homes are always going to make money, right? So that means they always have money accessible to give to anybody to make their business grow even more, right? When you apply behavioral design, you're not just decorating the business. You're reprogramming how people experience things. So let's take the funeral homes, for example, how they experience loss, comfort, memory. That's the power. Choosing a dying niche is giving it essentially a new life. Also, people don't just hire based on skills anymore, right? That might sound crazy, but it's true. Every freelancer, brand, or creative needs a vibe to trust before they ever sign a contract. The gig economy, right? Let's talk about that. Yeah, there's the gig economy. They probably need skills, the talent of a skill, right? But the vibe economy runs on emotion, and whoever can design that emotion literally wins, right? So the girls that have used Girl Marketing 101, they have found success with Girl Marketing 101 by mood boarding for more outdated spaces, dental offices, therapists. I consistently have been saying this. And a girl literally said, I got Girl Marketing 101 in July, and now she mood boards for a therapist, an individual, like I said. Reinventing is usually just taking something that's already there and you just doing a little flip. And because of this, I'm doing like a early Black Friday sale. So Girl Marketing 101 is only $25 right now. Mood boarding for a living, when I thought about doing it a couple years ago, I didn't even essentially understand what I was doing, but I knew I was creating something out of nothing, and I wish I had a guide. If I had a guide and I saw a girl doing this, I would buy it so fast. Literally, and I'm always trying to update monthly. I haven't did it in probably like 2 months, full transparency, but I always try. If I'm really busy with the mood boarding agency I run, I kind of have to take some time back, but I do have a sale right now. To all the new girls who get it, I will update this month on some new things that I found that work for me in my mood boarding agency, new plays that I'm going to make within my mood boarding agency. I want it to be like a collective of girls. I don't want it to be where we're separated, right? And I am working on doing that. I don't want it to be a Discord, but something where all of us could come together and talk about our wins and what we're doing. Pick an outdated niche, pick an outdated space, and start working towards creating for them. It's not hard. You could do it. Girls have already been doing it. If you want to get Girl Marketing 101, in the description. Also, you guys know I post a lot of TikToks. I'm always yapping on there if you want to know more. And I'll see you guys super soon.